Rolling an alt in EVE Online does not have to be difficult. And you know all those character slots that are just sitting empty at your login screen? By the end of this video, we're going to turn them into money-making machines. And you won't even need multiple character training to do it. So if you want the best EVE Online guides, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and EVE enjoyer for the better part of 10 years now. And I make around 20 billion ISK each month, every month, with passively generated materials, all from alts that I literally do not play. Now, this video is not a new player's guide, but rather a guide for characters that are established and are really looking to get more established. Each section of this video is going to cover different ways to do this. You can go as deep down the rabbit hole as you would like. Each section is also going to have huge tips that are not in our similar videos and are just for this video. So even if you don't plan on doing each and every little thing we mention, it's worth it to watch all the things. And each and every section is going to have its own skill trees, skill plans, and fits that I have for you for free in the description. Just follow the links there. Takes 2 clicks, you'll get everything you need. All that said, here's how you do it. So you make a brand new character, you get it as close to a trade hub as possible. You do this so you can buy it the necessary skills that we're about to show for you. You are then going to train the skill plan we have on screen for you here. Now again, these are copy and pastable from the description, no typing needed. The goal here with this first push is to get Biology 5 and Cybernetics 5. Biology 5 is going to make it so all the cerebral boosters you end up using, literally giving you free money, free skill points for the same items. You're also going to get Cybernetics to 5. This by itself is going to let you use the improved implants. These are the +5 implants. We're going to talk more in depth about those in just a sec. And at the very end of this, you are going to slot a single infomorph psychology. This will let you get an extra clone and some light drone skills. More on all that later in the video. Now, in order to train all the skills that we're going to talk about, you need to train your skills as fast as possible. Here's how. The first thing you're going to do once you've got your Cybernetics 5 is get a memory augmentation and then a cybernetic subprocessor implant. Get both of these. Each one is a +5 implant and is going to give you more attributes. This will let you train your skills faster. You're then going to come over to the attributes tab and you're going to press remap now. I know these are bad arrows. I will not apologize. You're going to copy what I do with the remap, maxing out intelligence and memory. The bulk of the skills we're going to be training are going to have primary intelligence and secondary memory. And if you follow this setup here, you're going to train those skills much faster. Y'all, this literally saves you months. Do not sleep on this. With that said, this remap can only happen once or twice a year, so make sure you commit and don't press the wrong button to this when you do so. Now, once you get your skill training going, you are going to get some PI started. Those that skip this will make way less ISK than those that watch and enjoy. Now we're making P2s on each planet with this setup here. We have 2 extractors pulling out P0s. Those P0s are stored in the storage container here. Those P0s are then going into the standard factories here, depending on which craftable we're trying to make. You can see this one's making toxic metals, and this one is making chiral structures. The finished P1s, when they're done crafting, go back into the storage container here. The storage container is really where we're going to keep all of the unfinished materials. Finally, those P1s are going to go into these advanced factories. You can see each one of these advanced factories need 2 types of P1 input and output a P2. Those P2s are going to get stored in the launch pad. Another way to think about this is the finished materials are going to get stored in the launch pad and the raw materials are going to get stored in the storage container. Now, we do have each one of these extractors set to 4-day cycles. This, coupled with the fact that you're taking P0s into P1s into P2s, means you're not going to have to haul this very often. And in fact, I only have to haul this per planet maybe once every 3 weeks. You're going to do all that hauling inside of your epithal here. This is a super cheap fit, only 6 million ISK. And I've made sure that each one of the modules are only Tech 1, so you don't have to waste more time skilling into Tech 2s or other types of modules. Now, I am doing this in high sec. If you're going into more dangerous areas, I recommend getting more on your ship. Remember, y'all, you are never safe in EVE. Now, you're also going to need an Iteron Mark V. I fit this very similarly. Iteron is for all your basic loot, and the epithal is going to be for all your PI loot. The link to our passive PI skill plan is in the description. You can see that we fit in the Galente Hauler skills into this skill plan, so you get both ships by skilling into the PI stuff here. Now, these PI skills will take you about a month and a week to train up, so So I would set the skill plan training, set a calendar reminder for yourself, and then come back whenever it's ready. Now, for more in-depth PI guides, we do have an entire playlist for that. There's so much to talk about there. So check that out if it's something that interests you for your main character as well. Next, we have industry, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I got tired of being in specific systems on my main and not being able to complete the various patterns that I was building on my alts. As you know, you have to mark something as complete when the timer is done. This is not a problem if you have an alt you can just sign in on, press complete, and keep going. Y'all, this one change in the past month and a half alone has let me craft almost 5 billion ISK in just these 2 mats alone. Here is your alt indie skill plan. As always, it'll be in the description for you to copy and paste. Once you have these indie skills going, you want to be able to seamlessly transition your input mats or output mats from all of your various characters. You can do this by having your alts in a corporation that is sharing a corporation hangar. That's all this stuff right here. You literally can rent out office space in New Eden. I know, it's just like real life EVE Online, goodness gracious. Now, I have further organized these various hangars by using the small standard container and also the station container item. All of these can be bought from the local market. What you can do is right-click this, press assemble, and then that new container, you can right-click it again, press set name, sub to Loru, yeah. And now you're going to be able to see that as a folder inside of your various hangars. You can do this in any hangar, not just Corp hangars. This is how on my main stream you can see my hangar be nice and organized. I have everything exactly where it should be. Make sure you go get organized, y'all. Some of your hangars are messy. Once your alts are in their own corporation, you can go to a station that you would like to rent office space in. Go to offices. That's the button right here. There is going to be a rent office button. I have an office here, so it says unrent here. I'm not going to click that right now. Click that, follow the steps. It is going to be a monthly fee. That fee is going to go up the closer you are to various trade hubs. The more people are renting office space there, the more expensive the real estate is. So what I've done is I'm 5 to 7-ish jumps away, depending on what I'm trying to do, from Jitta, and then I make stuff there and haul it back to Jitta in other times. So here's how I use my hangars, just so y'all can get some good examples going. The first hangar is really a catch-all. It's a bunch of different stuff that I may or may not use from day to day. That's one of the main ways that I keep track of my skill extractors coming in. Nice. My second hangar is where I'm going to put all of my raw mats that I haven't yet crafted into stuff. And let me show you something super fun here. You can take a BPC, double click it, it'll auto-populate into the industry window here. You can actually select the input material as that corporate hangar, also where you want to output it to, and then press start. Now, because I've done this inside of a corporation hangar, it's actually going to show up in this drop-down as owned by corporation and not owned by me. This means any alt that has the correct access is going to be able to click owned by corp and then deliver this BPC as complete. You don't have to sign on to that character that actually started the crafting. With that said, you'll notice the manufacturing jobs did start going 1 out of 10. The starting the job is bound to the character. The finishing the job can be any character with proper access in the corp. Just some excellent micro there to help you on your way. Now, my third hangar is going to be inventions. Sub for that video, y'all. It's coming out very, very soon. I use my fourth hangar for everything finished that I'm ready to haul. We're going to talk about these. Give me some time, y'all. Give me some time. My fifth hangar is full of mats that I've yet to reprocess into their base materials. I'm going to take those and put them into the second division there. Now, my sixth one is where it gets interesting. Here's where all of my various BPCs are. The final division is all of my BPOs. And y'all, if you've been wondering what happened to the BPOs during our Operation BPO stream, you found it, baby. We got 45.5 billion ISK in this folder alone, unresearched, ready to go. I've been slowly but surely doing it. The best part is we've been busy maxing out various blueprints. Now, all of this is how I'm able to get my industry projects churning with minimal micro, minimal setup. I can log into my alts, get this going, and go back to my main, wherever my main is, and keep on trucking. But speaking of blueprints, let's talk research. Now, if you didn't know, you can buy blueprint originals. They're the darker blue ones from most markets. They're typically region locked, so shop around and see where you could find the ones you want. You can research these to decrease the materials they take and how long it takes to craft them. You can do this at certain stations. Now, people will actually buy the BPCs that you make, depending on how researched they are. Some people just don't want to put the work in to get this done, and that's totally fine. They're going to pay a premium. You can sell these out. And if you've ever done this before, your eyes just got real big. Yes, this is an alt that sits in station and just pumps out BPCs as much as you want, as often as you want, and is very easy to sign in, mark complete, and keep it going. How do you think I got all these, y'all? We can sell these for a pretty penny. Each one of these is 10 and 20. 10 and 20 meaning they're maxed out on their research. But the BPCs are not the only things that people will buy. People will also buy the maxed out BPOs. The base blueprint for the retriever is almost 1.8 billion ISK, but it cost me another couple hundred million ISK to be able to max out this blueprint. So I'm gonna go turn around and sell it for close to 3 billion. And all I spent was, yes, some ISK and time, and then I end up making a profit in the end. Selling BPOs and BPCs is just another activity you could do on this alt that isn't gonna get played anyway. And you can keep doing this as often as you want, forever. So how do you research these? First thing you're gonna do is get into your travel fit ship. This is a Merlin, and it's literally less than 1 million ISK to get and fly. All Tech 1 modules, you don't have to worry about scaling up into anything. You don't want to fly a shuttle if you can help it, because the shuttles are made of paper. They have something like 40 effective HP, like 40. This ship has 5,000 EHP. You're going to be able to survive a couple volleys. You don't need a ton of cargo for this because the blueprints and the BPCs are very light. I'm going to show you. Let's say we want to research our rocket launcher 1. We're going to throw this into our Merlin's cargo. We're going to undock this, and we're going to head to a station that lets you research the various things. How you find this is super simple. You're going to open up your industry tab like we were in before, and you're going to go to facilities tab. In this tab, you're going to look for the various stations that have these columns checked and marked. If they have material efficiency, time efficiency, or any of these, you're able to both do invention, blueprint copy, and blueprint research. You can find NPC stations that do this, but I recommend that you do this in player-owned stations. It's going to be much cheaper, and that ISK over time is going to save you a pretty penny. So you come in here, let's double-click this guy. We're going to drag this into our item hanger. You can see we already had some stuff in here. We have been busy. You're going to double-click this guy in the item hanger. We see this already has 10% on the material, so we want to do the time efficiency research. Click this, and then you have to decide how many job runs you're going to do. I like to keep the job duration as close to a week as possible. You can see as it goes up and down. It gets more expensive to run the job, and it takes a little bit longer. This one is a Tech 1 small module, so it's only going to take me 3 days. I'm going to press start, and now that job is running. It is going to be marked as owned by me, not owned by Corp. While we take all this and head back to our base in our Merlin, and let's talk about the final way that you can speed up your material research. It's actually going to be in the form of implants. The Bean Counter Research 605, Bean Counter Metallurgy 705, and the Bean Counter Science 805. Each one is going to speed up a various aspect of research. These are expensive, but they're worth every penny. The quicker you can get it out of the research queue and back into your inventory, the better. Finally, for this portion here is the skill plan. As always, this will be copy and pastable in the description below, along with the fit for the Merlin. And in order to make sure y'all get started off on the right foot, we've got some value for you. Yeah, we got 10 skill extractors and 10 master at arms cerebral accelerators. Who names these? Goodness gracious. Now 10 of you are going to get 1 skill extractor and 1 accelerator. 620 million is coming at you, y'all. And the steps to win are super simple, y'all. First, you have to be subscribed on YouTube. My bot's going to know if you're not subbed on YouTube and you'll be disqualified. Next, you're going to go into the comments and type, "I'll be space rich." This is where it starts, y'all. You're going to be space rich, but first you have to believe it. The third thing you're going to do is put your in-game name in that same comment over on YouTube. That way I know who to give these things to. We'll be announcing the winners in our community section over on YouTube. And thanks for the recent support, everybody. It's been a great time. Happy to provide this value to y'all. So don't miss out on a free 620 million ISK. Subscribe, and let's get back to the video, huh? Now, the biggest moneymaker your alt is going to get is the large skill injector. We have a whole guide devoted to how to farm these to do it very efficiently. So go check out that video. Link will be in the description for you. But for this video, many of you are asking,
Loru, why are you even going over all this other stuff if the LSI is that much more expensive?
My friends, it's all because of this. A skill extractor and an LSI needs an MCT to be able to work. You can't do any of this without the multiple pilot training, which costs Plex. And if y'all don't have the Plex, I still want you to be able to use your alts to the highest potential. PI industry and research is plenty for you to be able to make some passive ISK without having to spend some to make some. And the second reason is actually in the skill extractor's own description. You can't use these unless a character has over 5.5 million skill points. So if you're gonna train up a character to extract skills on it anyway, might as well have skills that benefit you and you don't need to undock to use, like PI Indian research. I literally don't plan on playing this character. Why would I train up tank and DPS? Now the skill plan for this is long. It's 112 days, and as always, this is going to be in the description for you below. It takes only 2 clicks to get this totally free. All of these skills to skill point farm are going to be intelligence and memory focused. This is the reason, y'all, that we remapped our skills earlier and got those +5s for only these 2 attributes. Now, once this character is set up and sitting, do you just let it churn out skill points and nothing else?
No, there's so much more to do, y'all.
In order to fully be able to get the maximum number of skill points you want, you're gonna check out the Air Daily Goals. Now, this is new as of 2024, so if y'all haven't seen this, let's talk about it. Each day, there's gonna be various quests you can do that will get you certain rewards. All of these are gonna get you 500,000 ISK plus some Evermarks when you complete it, but if you complete 2 dailies in the same day, you're gonna get 10,000 skill points. And you'll notice one of them is manufacture an item. So if you watch the indie portion of this video, you can see that I come in here whenever I see that, I double click this guy, I'll press start, and that finishes the manufacture an item daily quest. Now, some days there's actually 2 of these and you can proc the double daily skill point bonus with 1 go. But if that isn't the case, typically mine 2,000 units of ore is there instead. Remember at the start of the video, we had you train up some drone skills and a single point in infomorph psychology. That is so you can have a jump clone that you can have be a burner clone, jump into this, it costs you just under about 1 million ISK. You can go mine that ore without risking this super expensive pod with +5s and research implants. You don't gotta risk that. Jump into the burner clone, keep this clone here and out of sight. You're gonna jump into your alt miner venture. Just like the other fits we've shown you in this video, it's super easy, literally less than 1 million ISK to fly this bad boy. And y'all, that mine 2,000 units of ore is actually only going to take 1 cycle of our mining lasers. Let me show you. Now, we did train up some drone skills to be able to fly 2 Hornet Tech 1s. This lets us kill the pirates that are on grid. We don't have to worry about them should they warp to us. Typically, when I'm doing this, there will be 1 or 2 of these. I recommend you go for Dense Veldspar, y'all. It is the king of this. We're gonna pop our MWD to get nice and close to this, lock onto it, turn off the MWD, activate those mining lasers. Move my fit window down here so you can see better. And once this is done churning, you're gonna be able to go back to base with that daily complete and finished. As always, keep a sharp eye on local and D-scan, making sure you're not getting into any trouble you don't need to. And in just 60 seconds, literally 1 minute, we have that finished. We come into our rewards and we claim our extra 10,000 skill points. And that's not even the best part. The monthly daily goals only have 15 entries. So if you spend only half the month doing this, you're gonna get an extra 225,000 skill points. That's half an LSI. But if you spend the 15 days doing this, you're gonna get an extra 150,000 skill points because you're doing 15 times the daily amount. So you get just under a full LSI for only half a month of work. But if you keep doing this every day of the month, you get 300,000 skill points because you're doing it 1 a day times 10,000. You can do math. I know you can. You play EVE Online. This doesn't even mention the various goodies you get from doing the daily goals, like a little bit of Plex, a little bit of ISK there, some Skinner materials. Do this as often as you want to really push the amount of skill points you get per character. You see how fast that took per character? God, I love this ship. It's fantastic. So let's say it's been a couple months and you've trained up a bunch of skills. You've just used your skill extractor to extract those skill points, and your skill queue is now looking pretty barren. It's super easy for you to get these training again. Let me show you how. You take that skill plan that you copied and pasted from our link below. You come down to personal plans under skill plans, and you're gonna click on the actual plan itself. You're gonna press start training, and just like that, it takes a couple clicks, you're back to training stuff. Y'all, if I can't make it any plainer, I've made this so pathetically easy for y'all to just take all the work I've been doing and copy and paste it into your workstation so you can make a bunch of billions of ISK. Just make sure if you're done with everything, you jump back into the clone that actually has +5s in it, okay? I almost ended the video and was in my burner clone. Can you imagine? I just come back on this character 3 weeks later and go, oh no, bro. Now, all the skill plans we've been talking about take months to finish. The whole kit and caboodle that we've been showing you takes about 6 months and change to be able to be done and ready to go. And it'll take you about 5 months before you're actually making LSIs and making big ISK. But I have a way to speed that up for you, okay? It all has to do with the LSIs you're already making. Now, those of you that don't know, LSIs actually lose their effectiveness the more skill points that character has. New characters get 500,000 skill points out of this. Semi-established characters get 400,000. Even more established characters get 300,000, etc. To the point where my main, which is well over 80 million skill points, it's not even worth him using this because it's just so little skill points. When you are just brand new to your character, it's gonna have less than 5 million skill points. So What you do is you take the LSIs you are generating and you don't sell them right away. You dump them back into your other characters making this. You literally have to treat this like it's real estate investing, okay? And I've done the math for you, okay? A single LSI is going to make it so that your PI is basically done. If you use 2 LSIs, your industry is going to be started and your PI is going to definitely be complete. You can start doing PI immediately. If you use 3, Indy is going to be mostly finished and research is going to be just about started. So I recommend when you start this whole process, you use at least 1 LSI per character to speed things up. Because the goal is really making money on these alts as fast as possible. And if you can get your PI starting to crank, this does give you millions and millions of ISK every single month. I have 6 characters going to make all these things, and I made about 1.2 billion ISK a month in PI, in HiSec, making P2s. Would you like free money? Because I'm offering you free money. In the first month I was doing this, I wasn't really making any serious money outside of the PI, but once all my characters were making LSIs, making craftables, researching BPCs for minimal time a month, I sign in once every couple weeks for about half an hour and make billions of ISK. And once you get this going, you don't want to lose all this ISK by getting ganked in a crappy hauler. Do not recommend hauling any of the stuff we just showed you in the epithals or the Iterons. You're going to transport all your goods to your main, and you're going to watch our new expert hauling guide that's coming out right after this video. Sub for that is coming out very, very soon. Y'all, if you want more value like this, make sure you give a thumbs up. This video took a lot of research, and I'm imparting it onto you. So go set up these systems and get space rich, y'all. We'll see ya in the next video.